Today, we're going to continue the conversation around private listings, following up on the confidential remarks shared yesterday. Once again, this is Steve Koleno, and this is Confidential Remarks. I want to take a moment to go a little deeper into what is actually happening in the residential real estate market today. What we're seeing is not just a shift in how listings are shared. It's a larger power play by some of the biggest corporate brokerages in the industry. These organizations are increasingly pushing listing inventory into private networks and controlled channels rather than open marketplaces. The result is a growing effort to concentrate access to information and deals inside closed ecosystems. When that happens, competitive markets begin to weaken, transparency decreases, and the traditional open structure of residential real estate starts to erode. This discussion is intended to shed light on how these practices are developing, why they matter for consumers and agents, and what the long-term impact could be on competition within the housing market. Most people think buying a home works like browsing Netflix. You open an app like Zillow or Redfin and assume you're seeing every home for sale. But sometimes that isn't the full story. Some real estate companies share certain homes only with agents they know or inside private groups, instead of putting them where everyone can see them online. So some buyers might be searching online, while other buyers are seeing homes that never appear in the search results. Normally, homes for sale go into a big shared database called the MLS, where agents and websites can see them. But some listings are pulled out of that system. Instead of being online, they may be shared privately between agents or inside a brokerage office. Because they aren't in the public system anymore, they become hard for most buyers to find. So even though technology is very advanced, sometimes very simple methods can still keep information hidden. When homes are shared privately, the market can split into two groups. Group 1, insiders. These are buyers connected to well-known agents or private networks. They may hear about homes before anyone else does. Group 2, outsiders. These are regular buyers searching online or working with agents who aren't in those networks. They might only see the homes that make it to the public market. The people most likely to see these private listings are top real estate agents, wealthy clients, people with strong connections in the industry. They may get early access to homes, less competition, more private buying opportunities. In this system, information becomes very valuable. For the average home buyer, things can be harder. Most people depend on websites or the public listing system to find homes. If many listings are shared privately instead, buyers might see fewer homes, face more competition, miss opportunities they never knew existed. Think of it like two versions of the housing market. The open market, anyone can search it online. Many buyers compete. Everything is visible. The private network. Only certain agents see listings. Fewer people compete. Information is limited. One reason could be money. Normally, when a home sells, two agents share the commission. One for the seller, one for the buyer. But if both the buyer and seller are connected to the same brokerage, that company might keep all of the commission. So there can be financial reasons for keeping deals inside private networks. Housing is already limited in many cities. If some homes are kept out of the public market, it can make it seem like there are even fewer homes available. When buyers think there is very little supply, prices can rise faster. Some brokerages say these listings aren't hidden. They might argue that any agent could visit their office and look at the listings in person. But realistically, most agents don't have time to travel across town to check physical files for every client. So even though listings are technically accessible, they can still be very hard to find. There is another worry: fairness. If finding homes depends heavily on who you know, some groups of people may get more access than others. That's why some housing experts say private listing networks could create fair housing concerns. Because of these issues, government regulators are starting to pay attention. The U.S. Department of Justice is looking into whether certain real estate practices reduce competition or limit access to listings. Some people say private listings are about protecting a seller's privacy, but critics argue that the real issue may be controlling who sees the information. When fewer people see a listing, a smaller group controls the opportunity. The presentation highlights three main ideas. 1. A two-tier market. Some buyers get early or private access to homes. 2. Information is being controlled. Listings may be shared only inside certain networks. 3. Regulators are watching. Government agencies are starting to investigate these practices. The big question is whether the housing market will become more open and transparent, or whether more deals will happen behind the velvet rope. This has been Confidential Remarks.